Welcome back, Riftbreakers. To celebrate the release of Riftbreaker's first DLC, Metal Terror, we're going to have a quick review of all the missions in campaign mode, excluding the DLC for now. This should help both those who are returning to the game to get a reminder of what each mission wanted, and to help new players who are overwhelmed with all the missions and not sure where to go first. After that, we're going to take a quick peek at some of the new features that Metal Terror has to offer. The missions in Riftbreaker's campaign mode aren't perfectly linear. They look something like this. You start with the main headquarters mission on the left, which has 2 side missions. Then there are 3 paths to choose from, whose goal is one of the 3 main resources you need to get, along with a couple side missions of their own. In total, there are 18 missions in the basic campaign mode. In the headquarters mission where you start, this is where you'll build your main base. It's in a tropical zone with basic minerals and mud lakes. The mission plays out like a tutorial, getting you to build all of the important buildings in an order that makes sense. Your first objectives at this location are to build the headquarters, the armory, the communications hub, the rift station, an orbital scanner, and the laboratory. Once you finish building the lab and research the alien research technology, you'll unlock 3 new locations in the orbital scanner, as well as the bioscanner, which will allow you to take full advantage of the cultivators in order to generate free resources. For more details on how that works, check out my old video on how to make unlimited resources with farming. If you research Hazenite handling in the alien research tech tree and do a little exploring while in the zone, you'll eventually unlock the Hazenite Concentration mission. One more mission you can unlock from here is called the Cobalt Mining Outpost. This mission shows up after you travel to any one of the Reconnaissance missions, then return back here. Here's some advice about what you should use your headquarters for. Since this is the main base where your headquarters and the rift station are built, you should focus on building an impenetrable fortress here. Some of the battles here can be pretty intense. Secondly, while the tropical zones are great for building massive farms, do not build them at your headquarters. There's a couple of reasons for this. Farms take up a lot of space, and since you're attacked often in this zone, that just means more locations you'll have to defend. If you set up your farms in other zones, you don't have to worry about them being attacked. Also, while this game has been optimized several times, the drones that run your cultivators and harvesters take up a lot of CPU. If you're fighting massive hordes of enemies on a map with 10 or 20 active farms, even on faster machines, you may lag, and the lag will ruin your gameplay experience. Let's go over the other 2 missions you can find in the tropical zone. The Hazenite Concentration mission is meant to teach you about farming in this game. You'll need to research the liquid resources handling and alien flora cultivation technologies for this mission. If you follow the mission steps, then by the end you'll finish with a small farm that passively provides you with Hazenite. To unlock the Cobalt Outpost mission, you need to travel to at least one of the Reconnaissance missions, then head back to the headquarters and wait for Ashley and Mr. Riggs to talk about Cobalt. You don't have to even do anything in the Reconnaissance missions. If you want it right away, just teleport and come right back. The mission itself is very straightforward. Set up a base and use the rare resource miners to start gathering Cobalt. Now the question you have to ask is, where do we go next? The Radioactive Desert is where you'll find uranium. It's mostly used for artillery tower and radar upgrades, and unlocks nuclear mines and the nuclear missile launcher weapon. The acidic plains is where you'll find palladium. This is used for laser and plasma towers, but more importantly, it's used to upgrade gas filtering and gas power plants. The Volcanic Area is where you'll find titanium. This is used for the supercoolant refinery and Geothermal Powerplant upgrades. If you're new to the game, start with either the Radioactive Desert or Acidic Plains. For this guide, I'm going to start with the Acidic Plains because I think that having upgraded gas power plants are fantastic. The Acidic Plains Reconnaissance mission is fairly simple. You have to find and scan 10 acidic yeast using the bioscanner. Those are the yellow bulb things that spread out everywhere. This will unlock the ability to research the anti-corrosive floor technology. Once you finish researching that, it will unlock the Acidic Yeast Colony Research mission. The other thing you can do in this location is find and scan the large red crystals. Once you scan one, you can research Rhodonite handling, which will unlock the Rhodonite Concentration mission. The Rhodonite Concentration mission is very simple. Using the geoscanner, you run around looking for Rhodonite. However, a big concentration of it is located among a large number of granite nests. The Acidic Yeast Colony Research mission is the first mission in the acidic plains where things get tricky. Now the acidic yeast will spread, and building anti-corrosive floors is mandatory if you want to set up a permanent base in this biome. Don't believe me? This is what it looks like after 30 minutes in this area. For this mission, your objective is to build a research station around an acidic yeast core. You'll know you found the right one once you see one that has a boss icon on the minimap. This research station needs to run for a couple minutes, and you're going to have to defend against some pretty strong attacks while it's working. Once that's complete, you'll unlock the next mission. The Gathering Palladium Ore Samples mission wants you to use the geoscanner to pick up 500 palladium ore. During this time, you'll find lots of exploding mushrooms hidden underground. When you get to this zone, you should immediately find a safe place to drop an outpost, mainly because there's a good chance you'll get caught off guard by the explosions. Once you've picked up 500 palladium, you'll unlock the ability to research palladium handling technology. Once you research that, you'll unlock the Palladium Mining Outpost mission. Also, just as a note, any farms that you've set up will not gather palladium until after this technology has been researched, even if you picked a plant that's supposed to give it. Now that we've reached the final mission in the palladium mining questline, for this mission, your objective is to build rare element mines on top of palladium ore. You're asked to gather 10,000 palladium here. However, this zone has some pretty intrusive acidic yeast. You'll need to build lots of anti-corrosive floors for your bases, and you should build them as quickly as possible. The longer you wait, the more territory the acidic yeast will take over. That said, they do give you an option to stop it from spreading. If you can find the acidic yeast core and destroy it, the yeast that has been spreading will die off, making it easier to manage your base here. Now that we're done with the acidic plains and have collected our palladium, you can build the hyperparticle condenser on the Rift Station. Next up, let's take a look at the Radioactive Desert. The Radioactive Desert Reconnaissance mission wants you to explore the map. Using your radar pulse ability will speed this up. Once completed, you'll unlock the next mission called Gather Uranium Ore Samples. While you're doing this mission, you'll be asked to scout an area with unusual creatures. When you enter this area, you'll unlock the Stregarost Nest mission. While you're still in this location, you can find and scan the cactus in the area. Once you do, you'll unlock the Tanzanite handling technology. If you research this, you'll unlock the Tanzanite Concentration mission. The Stregarost Nest mission is where you'll unlock the extra stable flooring technology. After scanning 10 Stregarost creatures, you'll be able to research it. As for the mission, it leads you to some rare crystals, which will unlock one of the dash abilities. The Tanzanite Concentration mission is another farming mission, except the challenge behind this one is that the Radioactive Desert is a terrible place for farms. In fact, this is the only location where you can even build a farm in this biome. So this zone in particular is pretty valuable, and you may want to keep an outpost here. For this mission, you have two locations you have to find. The first is a location where cacti that produce Tanzanite are growing. The second is an oasis. Your job is to bring water from the oasis to the place where the cactus are growing and build a small farm to produce some Tanzanite for you. The Gather Uranium Ore Samples mission wants you to use the geoscanner to pick up at least 500 uranium. Once complete, you can research uranium handling and nuclear energy level 1 technologies. Once you finish those, you'll unlock the Uranium Mining Outpost mission. The Uranium Mining Outpost mission wants you to set up a base that mines the uranium ore. Unlike any other material in this game, this ore cannot be used until you refine it first. You need to build some uranium centrifuges in order to convert uranium ore into uranium. This is a slow process, so you'll be here for a while. You can speed it up by using the geoscanner to find uranium in the ground. There are 2 attacks during this mission. Once you reach 5,000 uranium, you'll get a small attack, then another big attack after you hit 10,000 uranium. However, the big attack gives you 5 minutes to prepare, so you have plenty of time. Now that we have our uranium, we can build the fusion field accelerator on the Rift Station back at headquarters. On to the last biome, it's time to check out the Volcanic Area. When you start the Volcanic Area Reconnaissance mission, you will immediately start taking damage. Don't panic. Be patient while exploring, and use your instant repairability as often as possible. Your objective is to explore the area and find the plants that create cold temperatures here to help survive the intense heat. Once you've scanned 10 of these plants, called Peculiaris fungus glacio, you'll unlock cryotechnology, which will allow you to build cryostations in the volcanic area once you get some titanium. It will also unlock the next mission called Build radars in the volcanic area to locate a titanium deposit. You should also find a lot of the light blue crystals in this zone that you can scan with the bioscanner. Once you do, you'll unlock Ferdonite handling. After you research it, you will unlock the Ferdonite Concentration in the Volcanic Area mission. In the Ferdonite Concentration in the Volcanic Area mission, your job is to use the geoscanner to find 500 Ferdonite. When you look for the large deposit of Ferdonite, you'll be led to a nest that contains lots of cocoons. Also, every mission after the Reconnaissance mission will have some floating rocks called Petra Magneticus. You can't build near these rocks, and if you get close, your radar will be disabled. You can destroy these using the corrosive gun, but if you scan 10 of them, you'll unlock the secret Advanced Magnetic Stabilizer technology. These will be useful later near the end of the game. The Build radars in the volcanic area to locate a titanium deposit mission should be self-explanatory. The objective is literally spelled out in the mission title. You need to build at least 3 radars and spread them out far enough to cover a large portion of the map. The only way to build them is to build a few wind turbines and a radar next to one of the cold flowers. Once you hit a decent coverage, an area will be marked on the map. You'll have to use your geoscanner in that area to find the titanium. Once you do, the next mission will be unlocked. This zone also has a little quirk to it. It has very low gravity, which may be annoying if you're trying to pick up loot or throw grenades. In the Gathering Titanium in an Area of Intense Volcanic Activity mission, things are going to heat up a little bit. In this mission, you have to gather 500 titanium with the geoscanner while occasionally being bombarded with volcanic rock. They'll hurt you if you're not paying attention. After you've gathered 500 titanium, you'll unlock the titanium handling technology, which, once researched, will unlock the last mission. The Titanium Mining Outpost mission wants you to gather 10,000 titanium here in the volcanic area. First, you'll have to place down cryostations in order to make an area where you can build a base. Then, they recommend using magma power plants for energy. Just use liquid pumps and pump lava into those for lots of power. After that, set up your rare element mines and gather all the titanium you need. You'll be attacked twice during this mission, once after you've collected 5,000 titanium, then again at 10,000. Once you've collected the last rare element, it's time for the final mission back at headquarters. First, we'll use titanium to build the last piece of the Rift Station, the Quantum Gate Stabilizer. Once that's finished building, Mr. Riggs will ask you to perform a diagnostic by standing on the Rift Station platform. This is where the final requirements will reveal themselves in order to start the final battle. You need the following: 10,000 energy per second and 1 million energy in storage. Either 50 per second water or 50 per second supercoolant with a buffer of 5,000, 50 per second supercharged plasma with also a buffer of 5,000, and 4 rift stabilizers. Once everything is built, the final battle will begin, which is the last step in the Riftbreaker campaign. Now that we've gone over every mission, here are some important tips. If you watched my video on farming, they're really powerful and can supply you with unlimited resources. However, they patched that some time ago, and plants no longer grow in any biome. From all the plants I've managed to scan in my playthrough, I found that this table is a good reference for what you can grow and where you can grow it. As you can see, certain resources will only grow in certain biomes, so you're going to need multiple bases dedicated to farming if you want a bit of everything. If you want to know where to build your farms, I recommend doing them in the following locations. Both the Cobalt Outpost and the Hazenite Concentration missions are great for farming. Once again, do not build a farm at the headquarters. The first two locations of the Acidic Plains, which are Acidic Plains Reconnaissance and Rhodonite Concentration, are better to set up farms. It's specifically because those zones are the safest. You don't have to deal with any exploding underground mushrooms or the acidic yeast spreading everywhere. There's one location you could set up a farm in the Radioactive Desert, and that's in the Tanzanite Concentration map. This is because that location has an oasis, and every other map has no source of water you can use. For the Volcanic Area, the only way you can set up farms is by placing geothermal power plants and using their mud. Since you're going to be setting up a large base in the Titanium Mining Outpost mission, you may as well build your farms there too. Now that we've reviewed everything in the campaign, we should be prepared for what Metal Tear has to offer.
Rift jump successful.
Sensors online, weapons activated. We're ready to go.
Let's go through each of the new technologies. Keep in mind, I'm playing survival mode on the experimental branch, so things may change after the DLC goes live. In the base and building tech tree, we have three new things: the lightning tower and liquid compressors and decompressors. The liquid compressors and decompressors are quite interesting. At a ratio of 550 energy for every 100 liquid, you can transport any liquid to anywhere else on the map. Simply place a compressor where your liquid sources are, then a decompressor where you want those liquids to go. The lightning tower has several advantages to it. It attacks instantly, and it hits several enemies with every shot. In the weapons and equipment tech tree, we have four new things: the orbital laser, the laser sword, heavy plasma, and the burst rifle. The orbital laser will use an ability slot, but you need to craft it first. It has a 1-minute cooldown and blasts an area for heavy damage. The laser sword is simply a faster version of the sword and does energy damage instead of physical. The heavy plasma weapon is pretty interesting. If you hold the mouse down to charge an attack, it creates a shield. You can tank a lot of enemies if you combine it with another weapon. The burst rifle shoots a quick burst of bullets. This is good for smaller groups of enemies. In the alien research tech tree, there are three new things: energy walls, the Morphium Powerplant, and Morphium towers. First, the energy walls are really cool. Despite their name, they do not require any energy. They deal damage to any enemies that come in range. They're basically really good against melee creatures. The new defensive strategy is going to be one layer of energy walls, then regular walls behind it. Aside from being all shiny and metallic, the new Metallic Valley biome introduces a new liquid called Morphium. The next two technologies are going to get to use it. Morphium energy works the same way as a magma power plant. Simply pump in Morphium liquid to this building and you will have power. As far as I can see, these feel vastly superior compared to other power plants. The unique thing about Morphium towers is that they're the only tower powered by Morphium liquid and not by electricity. A level 1 pump can power 4 towers, while a level 3 pump can power 8. Also, if you're not using any floor tiles, the Morphium towers will show you their attack range. Their attack itself is pretty interesting. It crawls along the ground, hitting everything in its path. This will be good for large swarms of creatures rushing your walls. One more thing I randomly found while exploring was something called the Lightning Gun. It's not available in the tech tree, so this is probably another collectible item you'll have to hunt for, similar to the Gravity Mine. While it's equipped, simply hold down the mouse button and any enemy in range will be immediately zapped. It works just like the lightning tower. While I was editing this video, I found a couple more interesting things. If you're going to play the campaign mode, there's another new technology you get called the Bioscanner Turret. This little turret will automatically scan nearby objects with a bioscanner of its own, leaving you to do other things. I also found that liquid compressors and decompressors work across zones. This opens up a whole lot of possibilities. For instance, I'm running a magma power plant here in the tropical zone. That's everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I'll be back for a follow-up video detailing the new campaign mode after I complete it. See you later, Riftbreakers.